are still here to tell the story of the country's most memorable day on the 16th of September in 1975, 50 years ago, were the youth of the late 1940s, the 1950s, and 1960s. As the Papua New Guinea flag was raised, many looked on with mixed emotions. There were thoughts of hope, uncertainty, and excitement at what the future held. Above all, history was unfolding before their very eyes and would be etched in time and memory forever.
50 years ago, Colin Guys, now in her 60s, was 10 years old when Papua New Guinea gained self-determination. She recalls the time when she marched here on this very soil all those years ago for the independence celebration.
At that time, they told us that we were going to march. So we were so excited that the new flag was going to go up. So we were all interested. So they made each flag, big flags for each school. So our flag, the children that were going to hold the flags, they were right in front. And then we were all at the back. And we were so smiling and everyone was cheering when we were marching. It was so excited, that day it was different. After marching, we all went back to our schools and then our teachers sent us home. The next day we came to school, they told us to put tattoo paintings on the classroom walls. So we started painting the tattoos. Every village tattoo was painted on our school walls.
Now a grandmother to 3 children, little did Colin know that many years later, she would marry into the family of the country's first Governor General, Sir John Guys.
Many of the women like we were crying because we know that the poor Europeans came to teach us the right way, not the wrong way, to go on the right side, not to go on the left. That's the way. They are departing from us and we were crying and crying, we couldn't stop.
Colin compares life today to 50 years ago. It was overall better when she was growing up. According to the Institute of Developing Economies, the Papua New Guinean kina had a relatively high value compared to the Australian dollar, and food prices were generally considered low, although imported food prices did increase due to global inflation.
When we had our independence, after the independence, as I grew up, I could see a lot of difference. When the Australians were here, everything was okay. The food prices were low, the tax was low, everything was okay. As our government took over, everything went really bad. And as people are talking today, I can hear them that they are saying that we shouldn't have our independence because this is what we are facing.
Colin prays for the country today. She hopes one day it could regain some of that glory and shine it had 50 years ago.
I'm so happy that I was 10 years old when I witnessed the independence. So now I'm turning 60 on May 12, and I'm so excited that I've come this far to celebrate the 50th anniversary. So it is good, like people can change. God has His own perfect timing to do things better, to take the people in the right path for the people to live a good life.
Amongst the celebrating masses on the 16th of September 1975 was an up-and-coming cinematographer. Papua New Guinea's pioneer cinematographer, in fact. He captured one part of the overall celebrations during the time and shared his experience. The legendary Rabura Aiga from Vabukori village in Port Moresby was up-and-coming in his career as a media worker.
Aiga's career began in 1974 with the Australian Broadcasting Corporation before he joined the Department of Information and Extension Services as assistant cameraman. He was later promoted to chief cameraman in 1975. 11 years later, he became a sales consultant with Chinechmin and Sons in 1986. Then as chief cameraman and producer-director at NTN Television in 1987. He managed to establish a film production company with Frank Mills and Associates in 1989. He saw the media industry evolve with time and recounts this through his own lenses.
There's no, actually, to start with, there's no film industry in the country. You know, we can't produce soap operas or dramas or documentaries. There's no market for it. I mean, there's probably market, but there's no one to do them. There's no equipment and etc. Television is taken over, but I see that the standard of reporting and camera work needs to be improved a bit more. You know.
Iger recalled many events over the years which he captured behind the camera, including being part of the P&G production team of Hollywood's infamous Robinson Crusoe movie. He was also part of the production of Yumi Yet, Fourth Child, Marape, and Papua Besena demonstration. One more event that stood out at the beginning of his career was capturing the 1975 flag raising ceremony on Independence Day in Alotau, Milimbe. During that time also, he was part of the production team shooting Yumi Yet, one of the very first documentaries filmed in the country. Yumi Yet portrayed Papua New Guinea, a society clutched by Australian colonialism, hovering uneasily between its head-hunting past and Western civilization.
Me, I still have that camera instinct in me. I'd like to start a film school, but you know, the cameras are both smaller and smaller. I just noticed you holding a very, very tiny miniature camera. You know, it's got smaller and smaller, and better. But you know, they all film was still good.
Having come through the years in the media industry, Iger's experiences have illustrated that proper training and mentorship for media workers can only bring about quality work anywhere and everywhere.
I wish there was a film industry like Filipino soap operas we see. We could have a lot of talent here, but there's no pool of television people to produce those kind of documentaries or films. The last documents were produced by my group. After that, TV stations are concentrating on news, current affairs, nothing on documentary interviews or interviewing leaders on what do they think about the country's progress. I wish there was a bit more in-depth reporting.
Now with the 50th independence anniversary approaching, Iger believes the country could be doing much better today in terms of governance if we had delayed our self-governance.
It was really promising in independence, 1975, sorry. My personal thought, I think we were given independence too early. We were not prepared well in a lot of areas. Infrastructure, like all the schools, were just handed to us, and we were not ready to sustain them and maintain them. So we didn't have the managerial skills, administrative skills to carry on and improvise. So a lot of things sort of as an overall development, I think we've gone backwards. You know, like I remember water was running from my house at Babukori. I could just open the tap and water was running from my house. And now 50 years after independence, we are cutting water by carrying water. Villages in Motokoitabu villages, no water. Electricity unreliable. You know, we all know power every now and then goes off and on. So instead of progressing forward, we sort of regressed.
50 years on, how do we as people change this narrative, and when do we start?